not every day you get to meet a legend of the Australian Contact Centre, and today, Catriona, it's your chance to meet one. So how are you, Catriona?
Hi, Justin, legend of the contact centre industry.
Of course, only joking. We are joined by Dr Catriona Wallace. We've just had a fantastic presentation, Catriona, about what's happening in the industry, but I thought we'd just spend a couple of minutes and maybe just walk us through what do you see as some of the key trends.
We talked today with about 50 people here in Melbourne, all senior contact centre executives, about human resource management of call centres. So we talked about things such as recruitment, retention, attrition, engagement of agents, and some of those key findings were around the considerable growth we're seeing in the industry. Contact centre industry in Australia now growing at about 7% per annum. We're 223,000 seats at the moment, and we see from the Holborn ATA study that about 40% of organisations in Australia with contact centres will increase their headcount by at least 10% in the next 12 months.
And one of the things you covered off today I thought was quite interesting was around that staff engagement and the turnover. How is turnover going? What are the trends that we're seeing in relation to that?
It's an interesting question, Justin, and at the moment we're seeing raw level of agent turnover. So we estimate there's about 300,000 people that work in the contact centre industry in Australia. Attrition rate is about 30%, so there's still a third who are leaving in a given year, which is considerably less than GFC, so 2007-2008, it was up to 48%, but it's still a significant problem. That level of attrition costs the industry around $2.5 to $3 billion per annum in additional recruitment and replacement costs.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned it was about $25,000 as a replacement cost for an individual agent.
Yeah, so that's really expensive. So that includes recruitment costs, training, lost productivity, impact on the rest of the team when an agent moves. So it is one of the challenges the industry still faces. In fact, when we talk to contact centre managers, they say to us the two primary HR challenges, number one is recruiting quality candidates, and number two is still high levels of absenteeism.
Yep. And in terms of multimedia, we started to get into the changing dimension of contact centres in Australia. What sort of trends are you seeing in relation to the different channels that we're starting to use through call centres?
So we're very much at the time of the multi-channel contact centre, and we've moved from call centre, which was just voice, to contact centre, voice and email, now to multi-channel, where there could be up to 24 different channels that customers interact with organisations they're customers of. Now with that, we see the new channels categories, the rise of online, so web self-service, social media, mobile apps, and interestingly the increase in email use by Australian consumers. So with these new channels comes all sorts of new human resource challenges, and one of the things we talked about at length today is, do call centre managers recruit on skills or on attitude? Well,
look, there's obviously a lot more information that people can access both here and at Fifth Quadrant, the company that you just so happen to run. And of course, for those that haven't got onto your blog, you do write a fantastic blog. I think you're recognised globally for your blog. Just tell me quickly about that.
Well, there are two blogs I have now. One is the blog called Your Call, which is about the customer service industry. So it's a great place to find lots of statistics and case studies around the call centre and customer service industry. And then I also write a blog called Devil Wears Grey, which is a blog about women, about being a woman CEO and how we view the world through the lens of being a woman rather than being a man like you, Justin.
I want to say thank you, but I'm not sure if I should. Catriona, thanks for your time today. As everyone said, look out for your blog on the Fifth Quadrant website, and if you need any contact centre consulting services, make sure you give Catriona a call. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.